That was not a finca party. That was just footage of a club in Medellin. Anyways, what is a finca party? First of all, if you are ever in Colombia, or more specifically Medellin, and get invited to a finca party, be sure to go. I believe the literal Spanish translation for finca is either a farm or estate. So when I first heard finca, I thought of farms in the US with cows and corn. Several people have invited me to their fincas over the years, and I never really took them up on it because I was thinking they were like a farm in the US. But as you'll see, they're completely different. But anyways, in Medellin, there is usually not a lot going on around the Christmas or New Year's Eve season. It's not like in the US where people get dressed up on New Year's Eve and go to these huge hotel parties or clubs, and you have to book your spot months in advance. Most people in Medellin either stay home with their families or they go to these fincas. So again, if you get invited to a finca party, especially in December, I recommend that you go, or you could get bored staying in town. Anyways, the finca I went to was in Santa Fe, Antioquia, which is about an hour's drive from Medellin. This is the city right before Santa Fe. It's called Geronimo. Now, there are a lot of fincas here as well, but it seems like a lot of people go here because there's a very big grocery store, so they buy their food and alcohol before they head to the finca. In any event, it was a stop right before finca we stayed out in Santa Fe.
Sonrisa!
So this is the actual finca, and it is kind of set up like a hostel. Now, everyone seems to know everyone here, or they're all part of the same group. It seems like in Colombia, most people that have fincas are the affluent class. They work in the city, and then on the weekends or for special events, they go to their finca. In Medellin, it seems like, I'm just guessing, but probably like 20 Mondays out of the year are holidays, and no one seems to know what they're celebrating, but a lot of the restaurants and stores are closed on these holidays, so people head to their fincas. Anyways, the one we stayed at, I believe, was rented. It was for a girl's birthday party, and it was incredibly cheap. I think I only paid like 50,000 pesos, which I think comes to like $17. I know it's less than $20. And for that, you get a bed, which you may or may not use. I'll get to that later. And you also get food and alcohol. All that. So it's definitely not gringo prices, but it was the group we went with, which was primarily all Colombian people. Anyways, I did bring a case of beer just in case. But this is the finca, so you can see the views are beautiful. Our group was the first to arrive. A little later, another group came, and I went with them to the actual town of Santa Fe. They needed to buy some stuff, so it's actually about a 10-minute drive. The actual town seemed really cool and peaceful. I'm not sure how strong the internet is if you wanted to work there, but seems like it'd be a really cool place to stay for a couple weeks or a month, and I'm sure you could probably get a nice apartment for pretty cheap. Anyways, back to the finca. This is the pre-party setup. Now, I don't know what kind of alcohol they put in these pineapples, but if you weren't already drunk before they handed them to you, you most definitely were after you drank what was in them. Now, earlier I said you may or may not need a bed. I guess if you get lucky, you'll need a bed. But at these Colombian parties, people literally do not sleep for the entire weekend. So be sure to be well rested before you go to one of these parties. I mean, the DJs are blasting the music 24/7, all day, all night. The days are kind of like pool parties, and at night, it's kind of like an outdoor club scene. I said it was a foam party, which it really wasn't. The theme was just a white party. As you can see from the other footage, everyone was in white. So on the last day we were there, I guess they filled up the jacuzzi with bubbly foam water, and the people that weren't completely exhausted from the weekend had fun messing around in the jacuzzi. Anyways, I had a great time at this finca. But after the long weekend, we headed home, and as you can see, some people were completely exhausted from the long weekend. But anyways, like I said, if you get a chance to go to a finca party, definitely don't miss the opportunity. And here we are back in Poblado. Thanks for watching. Take care, and have a great day.